Cool.
Check, check, check. We good?
Check, check, check. We good.
All right. This is the Cool in Real Life podcast where passions and purpose align. I'm Alex Black.
I'm Courtney, better known as 𝘚𝘯𝘕.
And we back.
We back.
Episode 11.
Episode 11.
Yeah, man.
Yerp.
This is a special one.
Very.
I mean, I feel like they're all special, but like this is a topic that's near and dear to our hearts.
For sure.
But before we get into that, let's go on and do our What's Your Life Like segment.
Okay.
It's your turn to go first.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know why we do this. Like, we only got 11 episodes. We be acting like we forgot.
Right. Because last time I was like, really? It's me?
All right. So last month I didn't really have much to say. This month, I guess I'm going to start by saying I'm a little under the weather. There's something going around. I don't want to say it's the vid, but it's something going around. And yeah, I don't want to say that I have that, but yeah, I have something that's like maybe like a cold or something.
Yeah, I hear it all in your voice.
Yeah, so I'm a little raspy, you feel me? But yeah, I've been told they like it.
I like raspy voices.
Word.
Yeah.
Word. So yeah, that's why my voice is a little off this time. But
who's they? Never mind.
Yeah. But yeah, so last month I didn't really have much to say. It was a busy month for me. This month is very similar, but I took some notes.
Okay.
Like I purposefully took some notes.
Okay.
So I went to an art exhibit at the Barnes Foundation. Let me pull that up real quick. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I went to go see Mickalene Thomas's exhibit at the Barnes Foundation in Philly, and it's inspired by Bell Hooks' All About Love.
Wow.
And it's basically like an array of portrait work and work that they chose to create that's based on Black women, like the women in their lives, the women in their life, and yeah. It's inspired by Bell Hooks. So I checked that out. And while I was at the exhibit, I noticed something. It just brought forth like the theme of lack of awareness.
Oh.
So one of my critiques about the museums in the Philadelphia area is like they lack Black art. And it's crazy because Blackness is rooted in art. And art is rooted in Blackness. So I don't understand why these spaces lack that, but they do, especially in Philly. But there were some non-Black people in the exhibit, and like what they were doing, it's just like a lack of awareness. So I'll give you an idea. So the exhibit basically was like artworks as well as installations. So like installations that would mimic like a living room. So chairs, like seating, side tables, Black literature. There was a lot of stuff like that was like a prop, or even you could even call it like a part of the art piece.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So there were some non-Black people like sitting on the furniture, essentially like smiling and posing and taking pictures. And I'm just like,
come on, man.
It's like the lack of awareness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't want to assume, but just based on how they carried themselves in the space, you could tell that they don't have much Blackness in their lives, because then you would know to move correctly. Like you would know how to move. So just lack of awareness. And the side note is white people posing for photos in front of Black art.
Saxons, man.
That's so that I could remember it. But yeah, it was very cringe. It was very cringe. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, like our art is not like a prop.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's not a prop for you. And it's like, are you even like really taking in what you're looking at?
Exactly.
Or are you just here? And it kind of gave tourist family, mom, dad, son, daughter, G-mom. You know what I mean? Like, and it just was very non-Black.
Got you.
So lack of awareness. Another theme that came up is the version of you that people are able to accept is limited by the version that they are themselves.
Wow.
So
Wow.
That's been a huge theme in my month that I've essentially transcended certain like lower vibrational ways.
Yes.
I've done a lot of work
Mm-hmm.
and it hasn't always been taken the way that I may have wanted it to be taken. And yeah, I had to realize that it's nothing really against me. It's not me.
Right.
It's them.
Yeah.
So people are only going to see you based on the version that they are themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So when people are doing work and they're changing and they're killing the ego and they're doing the shadow work and they're healing the inner child and they're trying to break generational traumas and curses, and you still are met with people who refuse to see you and see the change.
Yeah.
You can't take it personal.
Right.
You literally can't take it personal because it is definitely not you. It is 1,000% them. And you got to spin off.
Word.
Because staying will cause you to potentially go backwards.
Yeah.
And we can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that I had to learn that. And it actually wasn't too much of a harsh lesson this time around. I was able to release a lot better.
Great. And I think that also speaks to your growth.
Mm-hmm.
That's what goes back to, I said this a couple podcasts ago, but, you can't, when you've done the work to change, you can't let people take you back or keep you in that place.
Right.
So shout out to you, friend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, I restarted therapy.
Okay.
Because I took a couple months off. But I restarted. I felt like I was becoming like super stressed, tensed, things that I just felt like I wanted to touch bases on. And in therapy, I learned attachment styles. And that was super eye-opening that, man, people's attachment styles play a major role in how they handle you.
Yes.
And for the longest, I was carrying around a lot of guilt and I was feeling like I was not handling people correctly and feeling like I was doing something. And then when I sat down with my therapist, they said, oh no, this is a part of the attachment style. A part of that person's attachment style, based on what you're describing, guilt comes with it.
Wow.
Like they will make you feel guilty. And it's not that they're intentionally doing it, but they will make you feel guilty. And it's even more like a parental like reprimanding style. Like you'll feel like you're doing something wrong. And you can never get it right.
Yeah.
It's never enough. Or like they'll find a way to find some type of fault somewhere.
Wow.
And it's nothing against you. It's not you. It's their dysfunctional attachment style. Wow. So that grouped with me understanding that versions don't, your version is not necessarily indicative to who I am.
Yeah.
Those two things grouped together gave me the clarity and it gave me the closure I needed to leave certain people alone. I'm not even, I don't even miss that person anymore.
Word.
Because I realized that, I think that, I love myself so much now that it's I can't go back.
Yes.
And I can't apologize for doing the work.
Yeah.
I can't apologize for overcoming a version of myself that no longer exists. What I can do is I can acknowledge and help you process, but you got to be willing to do the work too.
Facts.
And if people are not willing to do the work with you, it's curtains. Got to spin off.
Got to spin off.
Like Squid Games. Did you see the new Squid Games?
No.
Well, for the people that did, there's a little spin top version. It's a little game. And they was getting that spin top all mixed up. But I'm the one that got it right. It was a little rocky at first, but I got it right. And I made it to the finish line. I ain't get taken out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to curtail what I say because I don't want us to get hemmed up. But yeah. So that's another thing. Another thing that came up in the conversation, this one is funny. Do other races eat Cheez-Its?
Now that you say something, I don't know if I've ever seen a Saxon eating some Cheez-Its, for snacks.
No. And if it is, it's like the original Jones.
Yeah.
They ain't eating the Tabasco. Are they eating the Tabasco?
Do they eat Tabasco? They eat Tabasco.
They eat Tabasco. That's their hot sauce.
That's true.
But are they eating the Tabasco? Cheez-Its.
That's their hot sauce.
That's their hot sauce. When B said I got hot sauce in my bag, it was a lot of them pulling out Tabasco.
Wow.
And we were saying Tabasco, no. Get your ass on up out of here. We could tell by the hot sauce that you bring to the function. We could tell, how you move.
What hot sauce you bringing?
Okay. The hot sauce that I'm bringing crystals.
That's why you my best friend, man.
But the upgraded version, I'm bringing the crystals still.
Yeah.
But in addition to, I'm bringing that John from Trader Joe's with the garlic in it.
Yes. Is that the one you let me try?
Yes.
Banging.
I'm
not mad at that.
Yeah. But that's not going. But I'm going to bring that in addition too.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah, because you gotta.
Yeah.
You gotta keep
everybody
it a
not with it.
A classic. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody not with it.
Back to the snacks. Do they?
I
don't know.
And this conversation was between me and my homie, and it was inspired by Carly Russell, the chick that faked the human trafficking thing. Remember, she said that she saw a baby on the side of the road, highway, interstate, or something like that, stopped and got hemmed up, got kidnapped, and they caught her because they ran her I think they ran like her credit cards purchases, and she went to Target and she got Cheez-Its. She went and got Cheez-Its. Like, I'm kidnapped, but listen, I got the snack out of it.
Oh, my God.
And it just was like, yo, do non-black people eat Cheez-Its? I'm sure they do. Hit the comment section. We want to know. And what's your favorite flavor? What flavor you rocking with?
I do love an original.
Really?
I like because growing up, like, having snacks as a kid, I like the original. But the pretzel Jones?
What?
Are we listening and judging, or are we listening and not?
I'm listening and judging.
I'm
not with the trend.
What you mean?
I'm not listening and
you
not
don't
judging.
Like pretzels?
I don't want my Cheez-Its in the pretzel format. I don't like that format.
Well, they're good to me.
Okay. I respect it.
And I forget, they have other flavors I'm forgetting right now.
They got the Parmesan joint, the white cheddar.
White cheddar.
I feel like black people eat the white cheddar.
Forget everything that I just said.
Okay.
The white cheddar.
You rolling with the white cheddar?
Sure.
Word. Yeah. The Kobe Jack Jones go hard too.
I didn't even know they made those.
Fire.
What?
And the Tabasco ones are really good.
Kobe Jack is one of my favorite cheeses.
But I'm plant-based, so I can't eat the Cheez-Its. And the plant-based one's not hitting. I don't like them. I don't like them. They're not good.
You can't plant-based everything.
No, you can't. Certain things you just need to, be low vibrational with. And Cheez-Its is one of them. Cut the check. And then the last thing, and it's on par with our episode, washing sneakers in the washing machine. So one summer when my babies came up to stay with me, I realized that they had like an extreme love for sneakers. So I'm like, all right, let me jumpstart your sneaker collection. So I got them some like Para Air Max 1s. No, the Pata Air Max 1s. I got them like a bunch of stuff, different types of sneakers. And their other parent put them in the washing machine. Their other parent's partner put them in the washing machine. And when I tell you it went from being full of life and luster to ash gray, when I tell you my baby sneakers gave up the ghost, who put sneakers in a washing machine?
Who put sneakers in a washing machine as an adult?
As an adult.
Like, I could see if you made that mistake, like, young.
Right.
No, you know what? Because I've watched, like, sneaker cleaner stuff, and they do, like, the 𝘱𝑗₻𝘃 people. They sell them with the bag and all of that.
But there's a process to doing that. You can't just throw raw dog sneakers in the washing machine and put regular detergent on them Jones.
Wow. How do you not know this as an adult? How do you not know how to clean sneakers?
Like, how are you not from the era of like the toothbrush?
Exactly. What are we doing here?
What are we doing?
All right.
Maybe I should have went last because that could have been a nice little segue.
That's crazy to me.
That is.
As an adult.
And I had to tell my babies, I said that it was like a learning lesson for me to them. Like, that is not how we wash our sneakers. That is not how we care for our sneakers. Now that you guys are, stating that you're sneakerheads, mama got to teach you.
Yeah.
And that's not it. So that's a reminder. I do have to get them some sneaker cleaning kits and teach them.
Okay. Yeah. That'd be a nice,
bonding moment.
Like a little core memory, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's up.
But I told them, when that person tries to put your stuff in the washing machine, you tell them no. Because if I find out that another one of your kicks gave up the ghost, that'll be the last time I buy you sneakers. Until you become more responsible, period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
You gonna be wearing Chuck Taylors out this joint?
Get them the 70s.
Yeah, I like the 70s.
Me too.
But they don't. They want the fly stuff.
Okay.
And we'll talk about them a little later in the segment. Go ahead, I'm done.
Word. You gotta ask me.
Oh. What's your life like, homie?
Starting off the new year, I don't know why this eye is watering. Starting off the new year, just trying to just be a better person. We talked last month about moving with intentions and things like that. So I'm really trying to be intentional about reaching out to my friends, spending time with people, letting them know how I feel about them. Things for myself, just, personal goals and different things like that. And so, trying to, not a cleanse, but kind of like a newness of sorts. So I'm not having adult beverages this month, but I don't think that that's uncommon. They call it dry January.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess I'm doing dry January.
How do you feel?
I'm cool.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just like, I'm not even putting myself in like social settings where I could be like birthday gatherings or like whatever where,
where you could be tempted.
Yeah, and I don't even like saying the word tempted because if you're tempted by it, it's like maybe you got a little bit of a problem.
You got a problem. Word.
So, but just having to, going to like a birthday party and everybody's cheersing and toasting and like I don't even want to have to say like nah.
And it's not good to cheers if a person is drinking a non-spirit. Like you can't, like for people who have spirits,
yeah, you
can't cheers a person who has water.
I heard that.
It's actually bad luck.
Okay, so yeah. So I'm, making the right decisions. So, one thing that happened was the good homies at Grits hit me up and they're doing they're getting together as a collective and just meeting with each other to have prayer and different things like that.
Nice.
Having accountability partners and setting goals and stuff like that. I'm not in Grits, but I be hanging with them a lot and they hit me up and invited me to be a part, so that's cool. And I actually matched up with V and we're already friends, so that was just like perfect for her to be my accountability partner. And I was just on the Discord with them last night, just chopping it up. So it's just dope to like be in alignment with like creatively, spiritually, you know what I mean, friendship wise. So I'm grateful for them in that space.
Nice.
And another thing, I'm gonna be real honest about it. I was trying to decide whether I was gonna like mince words a little bit, but I don't think that I would be authentic to like just doing the work if I'm worried about other people's feelings.
Word.
I feel like if I say it straight out, other people who have the same experience as me can maybe resonate with it a little more if I'm just open and honest. So I'm gonna do that. So one of the things that I noticed is that I spoke about it before about, those of us who grew up emotionally neglected see celebrating yourself as arrogance. So I do struggle with celebrating myself or giving myself credit or just anything of that nature. It actually makes me a little uncomfortable. And I realized in addition to that, the other component on Christmas Day. So my mom she was looking for something in the morning and she was like, it was something that I wanted to do and I lost it. And then she was like, you know, you can't take the credit for anything. She was like, you can't get any pleasure, or I'm forgetting her exact words, but it was almost like, you know, you can't do nothing for yourself. You know, all glory belongs to God. And in that moment, like, is when I realized, like, yo, this is why I don't celebrate myself, because I also was raised in a household where not too much on yourself. Like, this is God's, you know what I mean? Praise belongs to him.
Right.
So I don't know how to balance that.
Right.
I don't know where the middle ground is. So every time I have an achievement or whatever, like, I just keep my head down and I keep going to the next thing, because to me it's like, all right, I did that, and now, like, what's next? So man, it really felt like a breakthrough when I heard her say those words, and like, dang, this is why I am the way that I am. And come to find out, what it was is she wrote us letters, like me, my sisters, and my brother-in-law. That was the thing. And I kind of feel bad, because it's like, I don't think that God was punishing you in that moment. Like, what to me, in my interpretation, was you got a download from God. He probably put it on your heart to do this, and you follow through with it. You know what I'm saying? And he also knows your character. Like, you are not a boastful person at all. You don't be fooling around with pride too much. But she is, like, a very giving person. My mom, her love language is probably gift giving. Like, I've grown up seeing her just do for others all the time. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with feeling fulfillment and pleasure from doing for others.
Right.
You know, but growing up in that environment has definitely shaped how I think things. And my therapist, she was like, you know, you probably needed to hear those things growing up, or feel those things, and because of that, like, you've kind of like numbed yourself to it, and so that's why when you receive these praise, or hear people say, you know, I'm proud of you, or different stuff like that, it makes you uncomfortable. So now I got to do the work of, you know, finding the balance, and I'm not like blaming my mom or anything like that, because I'm grateful that I grew up understanding how to give reverence, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. I just think that it's up to me as an adult to now take the things that I've learned and package them into a way that, like, fits me and what's gonna work, you know, for me.
Got you.
Yeah,
I think that we did kind of like briefly discuss it, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna bring this up on the pod. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay.
But what I will say is there's nothing wrong with acknowledging that you are being utilized as a vessel. I think that there's a lot of blessings that come to you when you are knowledgeable of what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's okay to take praise. Like, it's okay to sit in that. It's okay to be like in a space of like not even just thankfulness, but just like just pure happiness and just joy that, like, you notice that you are being a vessel and that you're being obedient to it, and that something good happened to you.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to say that something good happened to you. And like, when good things happen, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's like, sometimes it's just us being obedient when good things happen. But I also don't want people to think that when bad things happen, that it's the devil.
Yeah.
It could just be you just simply are being disobedient. You're not picking up the signs that is being put down for you.
Yeah.
And they sick and tired. And they packing your ass up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that that's a mindset of like the older generation. And it's quickly about to phase out. And it's a good thing. It needs to be phased out because we don't need more people being like having an inability to relish in their milestones.
Yeah.
Like, when you out here doing great things and you're doing good work, you should be able to relish in that. And I feel like the joy that comes over you is God.
Yeah.
So to not like, to like suppress that and to say, no, I can't. You're kind of pushing God out of the space. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
man.
you know, it's just something that I am aware of, and now it's up to me to, do the work of sitting in that uncomfortableness to be more comfortable with things like that.
Yeah.
And the last thing is, I just wanted to thank you for being a good friend.
Wow.
It's it was something that you said to me, and I noticed how you are handling me with like so much care. I think when I was thinking back on it, like I almost cried a little bit.
Wow.
Just I think it's when we were like maybe trying to plan out the year, talking about the calendar, and you were like, am I going to overwhelm you if I send you this thing? So it's you taking heed, to the things that I have said, and really being understanding, you know what I mean? And I just appreciate that, so it's the little things. And that's why I get upset when, people make you question, have you grown? Is there growth? Is it me? And it's like, I see it in how you interact with me. You know what I'm saying? And it was something that the good homie Lauren White, she's so dope, and she posted this in her stories. It's her words, and I was like, I'm stealing this, and she was like, steal it, like screenshot it. She said, the thing I'm realizing about being seen and feeling disarmed and safe is that it eliminates your excuses. You have no choice but to love deeply and fully. No choice but to show up unabashedly yourself. No choice but to go all out after your dreams and passions. When the barriers of people and their cages aren't the excuse anymore, you're left to look in the mirror, face your own self-inflicted limitations, and make a choice to live past them. And I think just everything, all of the goodness and the newness, starting off in the collective with grits and having friendship like yours in the unit, and the love of my family is putting me in such like a safe space that I've never been in before. I've never felt loved on purpose like this before. That it's like I don't have a choice but to go out and be great. You know what I'm saying? I can't stay in the same mental and emotional barriers that I have been in the last 4 years, because y'all are like helping me shed that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's a good, what's your life like?
I think so.
That's it, that's all?
That's it, that's all.
All right. We out.
Cool.
So what's this episode about?
Sneaker talk.
Sneaker talk.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
Yeah. I think both of us are like heavily into sneakers. I kind of fell off for a few years. But you never did. To me, you never did. Don't look up in the sky. You never did. You never did, dog.
I did fall off for a little bit. In like 2015.
What does fall off for a little bit mean to you?
So when I had kids, I decided that I was going to stop buying sneakers for myself. So I fell off. Let me
Exactly. Go ahead.
I fell off with buying sneakers for myself, and I just picked up on buying sneakers for the boys.
Okay. So she didn't fall off. All right, yeah. I don't care what she's gonna say. So we're just here to talk about our love for sneakers. Some stories like how we got our grails, if we got grails, L's that we've taken,
right.
And just our thoughts generally about the culture, where it was and how it is now.
Okay.
Yeah. So how you want to start off? You want to talk about well, let's talk about like, do you remember a moment that like actually got you like into sneakers? Was it something that?
Yeah, I was about to say the origin of like when you became a sneakerhead. What's the history behind it?
Yeah.
Poverty.
Wow.
Poverty got me into sneakers. So I remember growing up in the 90s, excuse me, and Michael Jordan is in his prime. Honestly, all of them were in their prime. I think that like that was like like the early 90s were like it was a great era for basketball sneakers. even them Grant Hills, the Fila joints.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I remember people wanting them joints. You know what I mean? But yeah, like just growing up in the 90s, being a young kid that just couldn't get anything. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because my grandmother was like a big time Michael Jordan fan. And if I would have known then what I know now, I could have been asking my grandma for the the Jordans. And she, since she was such a fan of like, not just Michael Jordan, that was her favorite player, but like she was a fan of the NBA period.
Okay. Shout out to Granny.
Yeah, which is dope. I definitely could have had some Jordans that were like back in the 90s. I probably still have them to this day. You know what I mean? Cracked and crumbled, but still, you know. But yeah, poverty got me into wanting sneakers because I ended up creating a heart valve where it's like, when I get older, I'm going to get all of the things that I never could. And that's where it came from. But what it created was, it created a void, like a dark void, it created a void within me where it doesn't matter how many pairs of sneakers I accrue or accumulate or obtain, it's never enough. You know what I mean? It's like, I actually gotta bring that up in therapy because I think I'm addicted to sneakers. And I didn't know that until we sat down and we're talking right now. like so many things come up in these conversations. Like, this is real friend talk for real. But yeah, it's like, I'll get a pair of sneakers. Like the feeling of like buying them and them being shipped and them arriving at the door and then me opening them up to assess them, that's pretty much it. Yeah. I don't even wear half of them. So
do you think that it's because of the nature of your job, or that's been going on like even before?
It's been going on even before. Like, I literally give away so much dead stock sneakers. Like, I get my uncle, my mom's brother, we wear the same size. Okay. So he'd be like, all right, Niecy, what you got for me, Niecy? And like, he lives in like an independent, like senior facility where it's for elders, you know what I mean? But it's not like a nursing home or nothing. And they be hating.
Cause he be having
that heat on. He be like, I don't know what I got on. It's my Niecy.
That's so cute.
Yeah, man. So, you know, like I make sure that like whenever I'm like cleaning out the space, I always go through and I give him like 15 pairs of sneakers at a time. Wow. Like, I give him a lot of sneakers at a time because I know that I'm not gonna wear them. I don't know. So, yeah, man. Poverty.
Wow.
What about you?
I want to say like, I don't think that I could claim that we were in poverty. You know, I grew up a 2-parent household. You know, they did okay. You know, we didn't ever lack anything, but getting things like sneakers and stuff like that, it was, unfortunately, you know, getting things for myself would be either like the money that my dad sent down or like on my mom.
Word.
You know, to do, and she ain't have it like that.
Yeah, sneakers weren't no priority.
Yeah, absolutely was not. And I remember just, I think the wanting them, like going and not being able to get them, you know, getting that new East Bay and like just looking through all of the shoes, like looking at the numbers and stuff, looking at the back, like pretend ordering. Remember East?
Shout out East Bay.
Shout out East Bay. So like, you know, things like that. And I remember being in like middle school and it was a basketball shoe, and I want to say it was like Jason Williams joints. And I remember like a kid saying to me like, why don't you just get them? Like, because I was like, dang, I want these so bad, you know. And they was like, why don't you just get them? And like, I think I kind of like said that to my mom, and that kind of like hurt her feelings because it's like she knew she couldn't like, you know, do for me. And when, like, knowing that, I ain't seeing that look on her face, I ain't never asked her. I was like, I will never be the cause of you, you know, feeling bad like this on my behalf, you know.
My parents were very different.
Okay.
Well, why don't you just get a job? Why don't you just go get a damn job?
I was in the like, you know, the 8th grade, but then she did like, you know, come on the back end. Like, I remember when I had like those shocks. in the 8th grade, and I'm walking through the school, like, you know what I mean? Like, so
Word.
she looked out for me, but it definitely was like, I understood, like, I couldn't get those Concords. I couldn't get those, Jason. So it's like, I'm going to get these, like, myself when I grow up.
Word.
So, yeah.
Word. So, poverty. You just didn't know that you were in poverty. Because when we say poverty, like, I'm not saying, like, feed the children.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying, like, flies on the face. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, your parents struggled. Like that was not something that, like, for instance, I compare myself to, like, the boys. You know what I mean? The boys literally, I'm like, what do you guys want for Christmas? You know what they put on the list?
What?
Hunt put, he put 𝘱𝘕𝘢𝘴𝘕. Yo, the times is way crazy different. I'm like, Pop, like, what?
𝘱𝘕𝘢𝘴𝘕.
𝘱𝘕𝘢𝘴𝘕. And he was like going through the motions of, like, do I get the ones that came out before Mama, or do I get the ones that just recently came out?
Wow.
I kind of like the ones that just came out, because on the old ones, I don't like that little metallic button.
Wow.
I'm like talking to little sneakerheads.
That's crazy.
And Lee, he wanted Chicago ones.
Wow. Yeah, it's a problem on your
And
hands.
yeah, it's a problem. And like, since the 𝘱𝘕𝘢𝘴𝘕s were like more, like way more than what the Chicago ones were, I threw in black cement 3s for Lee.
Got you.
On top of the Chicago ones. So I had to teach Hunt a lesson. Like, listen, like, you gotta be mindful of the budget, because you honestly can get some dope stuff, and you could get more. It might not be that,
right,
but you could get more if you, like, be mindful of the price.
Yeah.
But yeah, I compare that to me. I couldn't even get $20 Reebok Classics back then. Like, I was wearing hand-me-down Chucks. That's what it was. Like, I literally was like, and my mom, she went to work every day, you know what I mean? My mom, like, bust her ass for us. But, like, that just wasn't a priority. Now, did I have holes in my shoes? Was I out here dirty? No.
Right.
You know what I mean? I had clothes on my back. I had a roof over my head. And that's what it was. Sneakers were not a part of the deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Word.
I don't want to say poverty for you.
Yeah.
Blue collar.
Okay.
Blue collar. You wouldn't consider your family a blue collar family?
It's not that. It's that I ain't really trying to get on here and tell too much of my family's business. But
Please.
It's like, I could have had them joints.
Oh.
If it wasn't all of my mom. And I'm going to leave it at that.
And it was the same for me.
Okay.
Shout out my daddy. But come on now. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out moms, yo. Shout out moms that be getting it out the mud.
Shout out moms.
For real.
Yeah, she made sure, she would go without to make sure that we had. So, I ain't never, yeah.
We definitely just put all our family business.
Nah, because there's a lot more I can say, because I did say I grew up in a 2-family.
Oh.
So L's.
Nah, I don't wanna jump to L's yet.
Okay.
What's your first what was your first sneaker, like, that you remember?
Jordan 15s.
That was the sneaker, like, your sneaker, Jordan 15s? What colorway?
The white and navy joints. Navy blue.
Not the black Jones?
It wasn't the black ones. I had the white and navy blue joints.
That's the ones that you
bought.
The black ones. I remember looking in that East Bay magazine, like, I want these so bad.
When they
and
came
the
back
commercial was crazy.
They came back out and they didn't come in my size. I was very upset about that.
Yeah,
I wanted to go back and get them joints.
They didn't have kid sizes.
Yeah.
You got the little toes.
Yeah, it was, I think, you know what? Those were my first Jordans. So the first shoes that I really, really remember as a standout were those Shocks, and it was those Jordan 15s.
Mine was, my mom got me the midnight blue 6s. Wow. I remember this had to be like maybe 2000 when they came out. Like, she got me them Jones.
Shout out Miss K.
And I was so hyped.
I know, man.
And like, I don't even wear 6s no more. But like, when they re-released, I bought them just off the muscle, like, just off the love.
Yeah.
Like, this was my first pair of sneakers that I remember, like, loving. And like, I haven't even worn them Jones yet. But,
it might just be one of them joints that you keep on ice, because I don't see you being a person who wears 6s.
Nah, they too chunky.
Yeah.
They too chunky, because I used to love 5s too. Like, 5s used to be like the the black metallic fives, they about to actually drop again. But the fives are just a little bit too chunky. It's too chunky butt.
And that tongue.
Pause. Yeah, that thick tongue. It's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much. So I do love what Virgil did with the off-white fives. Like, he literally like took the silhouette and like said, "This is how it's supposed to be done. If you don't put this big bulky broad on a diet,
God, man,
like this shoe as it stands is just too bulky.
Yeah, it is.
It's too heavy. So like
it is.
The off-white fives, I definitely love those. Both colorways.
Yeah. I mean, I went back and I got like the fives that I always wanted, like the grapes and the 𝘸𝘠𝘦s.
Did I give you my grapes?
Yeah, I bought those joints. But I don't really. They so big.
They big.
Yeah, I had to put them up years ago. They still in the closet.
We went on a mission for those grapes.
You had just found like a mom and pop store out PA somewhere.
Yo, so listeners, this was back when you actually had to fight tooth and nail for every Jordan.
Yep.
Every sneaker. It felt like every sneaker you had to fight tooth and nail for it. And like I was living in Philly at the time. I finally found like a mom and pop shop that would allow me to purchase the sneakers early. The difference was I think I had to go $10 over. And another stipulation was you had to buy any release that came out. It didn't matter. So there were a lot of like foo-foo releases that I was not interested in. But in order to keep that going, I had to buy them.
Yeah.
So the fives came out. I'm like, yo, you want the fives? You want them grapes? And we went on a mission to get those grapes, man. And we ended up getting them.
We sure
did.
And
it's amazing how like we fought tooth and nail to get some of these shoes. And like I never wore my grapes.
Wow.
Not one time.
Wow.
Not one time did I wear those grapes.
Dang, this is over like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I never wore them. I don't even know where they are.
Might have gave them to my uncle.
Nah, they were a size 7.5, so he can't fit those. But I don't even know where they are. And like the 𝘸𝘠𝘕s too. I loved the 𝘸𝘠𝘕s back when they came out, and like when I used to see them in the early 2000s.
Yep.
I loved them so much.
Yeah.
I thought those were the hottest thing ever.
Yes. Damn.
But I realized that some things just need to stay in the past. Fives being one of them. It's time to. I don't know. I'm gonna get the black metallics, because that's like, I love them too much not to get them.
Right.
I love them way too much not to get them. The fire reds, I don't need them Jones again. The black metallics,
they might make me think about it. I don't know. I feel like I've graduated from certain silhouettes, like 13s, 5s. You know what I mean? It's just too big. 6s.
I don't even like the tongue on 4s. It's too long.
I know, but I need them white cement 4s. I need them, and they coming out too.
Nah, I'm gonna pass on those.
I might pass on the metallic 5s, but I got to get the. I mean, these are just things that like I never got to get, and you try to get them for retail.
I'm about to drink something. I'm a little under the weather.
And also, please understand, this is for real friend talk. So I feel like we haven't geeked out like this hard since the video game episode.
Word, we gonna be all over the place. Just
bear
sit
with
back
us.
And shut up.
Bear with
us. Like, nah. Just sit back and enjoy. We just talking friend talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that like those silhouettes, like I definitely got rid of my 13s.
Okay.
I'm definitely not gonna buy any more 6s. I'm definitely not gonna buy any 8s. It's like the Bugs Bunny Jones. Like, it's just too much.
I think that 8s might be a silhouette that I graduated from too. I mean, but it's like I got the ones that I wanted. Like I got the Aqua 8s. I don't like, and they just sitting. You know what I mean? I got the Flint 13s and they just sitting. You know what I mean?
Kanye made them Aqua 8s go crazy. Shout out, yay! But like he made those Aqua 8s damn near unobtainable.
Yeah.
I remember, and it was like his style. It was how he put it together. It was
Yeah.
like, oh nah, that's a fire sneaker. I don't think I've ever owned Aqua 8s because like when they were hot, I couldn't get them.
Yeah.
And then it's like when they re-released, they sat on the shelves. Nobody wanted them. And that's not my indicator of whether I'm going to buy something or not. I don't care if other people buy it. I don't care. I buy what I like. But I just wasn't interested.
Yeah.
I had already graduated from the silhouette.
Yeah.
So what are your go-to? Okay, so let me say this. There are a lot of sneakers outside of Jordans.
Yes.
For the people who only collect Jordans, though, do you consider those people sneakerheads?
I do. I gotta respect it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't front like just because like you're limiting yourself to one brand
Word.
that you're not a sneakerhead.
Word.
Especially if you got like heat, like retros, you know what I mean? Or not
Word.
retros, but like OGs and stuff like that. I can't just be like, nah, you're not a sneakerhead because you only wear Jordans.
Okay. Do they deserve to be in conversations with people who are talking about just different brands? If they only buy Jordans?
I don't think that they can be. Like, why are you here if everybody else is a buyer and enjoyer of a myriad of brands and we can have that discussion? Why are you even here?
They be there though.
If you want to have someone who, because especially like if they are OG, I can't like knock your knowledge.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? You probably in your stories.
Yeah.
So for things like that, they could be useful. But then like, what are you really adding to the conversation when we talking about new styles and comfort and you know what I mean? Like you can only say but so much.
Listen, I got love for anybody who is sticking to Jordan brand through and through. Because when I tell you them Jones are super uncomfortable,
yeah.
Once your foot gets to like 30 years of age,
you need some support, some good cushion.
You need some, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't want people to think that like when we're talking about Jordans that's where it ends with us, because that's not where it starts and ends.
Yeah.
But for right now, we're talking about Jordans.
Right.
I think that Jordan brand is the brand that awoken my love for sneakers.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, imagine like seeing Cherry 12s when they actually came out.
Yeah.
When Jordan was actually wearing them.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
seeing
and like just seeing them reflected in the world.
Yeah.
Bordeaux 7s when they actually came out. And I'm talking about the 90s at this point. My brother had a pair. God, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine like what that would do for a person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, and I mean, everyone knows about the 3s. Everyone knows about the 4s. Everyone knows about the 1s. Even the 2s. The original colorway for the 2s. I don't like none of those other colorways they be coming out with for the 2s. But the original like white, black, and red colorway.
Yeah.
Low top and high top. They
Facts.
both go.
Facts.
Especially the low top.
Yes.
Stop sleeping on the low top 2s.
The low top 2s is fire.
Fire.
I like the ones with the blue. I ain't gonna hold you.
I don't like them Jones. But I respect it.
But a little bit too much like Travis. It's giving Travis Scott a little bit to me.
What you mean?
It's with the low, the blue, the black, the white.
What you mean?
It just reminds me of like, I couldn't get Travis Scott, so I'm gonna get these low 2s.
But what colorway came out first?
The 2s did, but I'm just saying.
So then Travis Scott is giving low top 2s.
I know, but certain people would. Never mind. This is a narrative that I'm creating.
These the poor man Travis.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give you the chance.
But I mean, I feel like, and that's like, I be saying like, there's so many elitists in the sneaker world. Like, for instance, you and I, we be going back and forth about it. Mid 1s.
Yeah.
I personally don't see anything wrong with people buying mids, because if you know anything about the Jordan 1s, like that was like similar to like the silhouette, like but I get it. I get it. They be killing it with the okay, I get it, because I feel like Jordan Brand dropped the ball on mids. I feel like mids could have been a lot better had they had not like marketed it like the poor man version of yacht yacht yacht. You know what I mean? I feel like it's always kind of like gotten that reputation, like, oh, this is the poor man version of the, you know,
Yeah.
Jordan 1 highs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think, what, 2020, 2021, they went on a run where they had some dope colorways. There's some fire mids out there. You still saying no?
It's a no for me. Sorry.
I'm not mad at it. I think I bought a couple of mids, and my thing was like, bro, if anybody say anything to me about wearing these, like, I got stuff.
I remember that era for you.
Yeah, I bought a couple. I think I bought like 2 pairs, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, like, if anybody say anything to me about wearing mids, it's like, that's weird, because like, I got everything.
Yeah.
So I literally buy what I like. You know what I mean? Like, but okay, I feel that.
Yeah.
What silhouettes are you rocking with right now?
We talk about Jordan?
Yeah, with Jordan, and then we gonna spin off on Jordan.
Okay. Ones.
Okay.
Wait, do I have ones?
Let me ask you this: do you rock with the Jordan 1 lows?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. Let's see, did I actually like still wear? I don't know, because them Gamma 11s is coming out, and I might spin back and get those, because I didn't get to get them. I didn't get to get it's just a thing of like, I wanted them then and I didn't get to, so I still want to. 7s. It's a pair that I need. I don't know that I could call them grails, no, because I feel like I got my grails already. But it's a pair that 2 pair that I really need to get still. So 7s.
What 7s? What colorway?
I'm gonna talk about the one, because the other one is a L story.
Got you.
Hair 7s.
Love me some hair 7s.
So clean.
Beautiful.
They so clean. And 3s.
Okay.
4s.
Okay.
I'm off of 6s. Kind of off of 8s.
I'm surprised that you rock with the 11s when we're talking about a big shoe. 11s are really, really big.
I know, but like, they don't. And when I talk about a big shoe, I'm talking about, because I have a small foot. So like, if it looks big on my foot, that's a big shoe. 11s to me don't look big on my feet.
They don't look big on people's feet.
It don't make me feel like Bobo the Clown. So, I can still wear those. 9s. I think I would do 9s.
I definitely slept on those olive 9s that came out.
That's what
recently.
I need still.
I own the ones that came out in, what, 2009? I think they came out. No, not 2009. What was it, like 2000 something? 2011. 2012.
Them. Yeah.
One of them years.
10s. I might be off 10s. I'm not about to go to. What we stopping at? 15, 16?
We ain't about to go.
17?
No.
Okay.
17. Ooh.
I'm trying to think. Was it 18? Which one of them joints came in the suitcase?
I don't know.
They was fire. I'm not gonna hold you.
Which ones were they?
18s?
No.
17s?
I think they were like the 16. No.
16.
I couldn't get them, so I didn't care about them.
Okay. Nah, because back then we was in like middle school or like freshmen in high school. Them joints was like $200.
Right.
We couldn't. I remember selling noise about how much they were.
The 17s.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, 17s.
So it's quite a bit that I would still wear. It's just the ones that make my feet feel like hella bulky.
Yeah.
I had to spin off.
Word.
What about you?
I'm rocking with Jordan 1s, of course. That's my go-to. I love Jordan 1s like so much, as far as like just kicking around on the go.
Yeah.
You could dress them up, you could dress them down. Like they look pretty much good with everything. The only issue with them, they're extremely uncomfortable. But Jordan 1s, twos. I'll wear twos still, especially like the off-white twos. I haven't worn mine yet, but I love those because it's the low top. And that was like, all right, I'm so sorry because I feel like as we talk about sneakers, little stories are going to come up. But when I got the twos, like nobody knew that Virgil had passed.
Me, I told you. We were talking on the phone.
I cried. Did I cry on the phone?
No, because your mind was blown because you were buying them and you were like, wait a minute, why didn't it go through? Why is the price jumping up? And I was like, because he passed. And you was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember like I was trying to get them like because I didn't get them retail, obviously. And when I tell you like the price, so it did go through. The original price did go through. They canceled it.
Oh, that's so
they canceled it on me.
How predatory is that?
It is. It's very predatory. And then like the price just started to skyrocket. And I'm like, what's going on with these sneakers? Like, why are they jumping up like that? Because like when you think about hype, it's like a trend. Like you could kind of tell what sneakers are gonna go, and like you could kind of tell what they're gonna go for, based on how much they cost early on before the release.
Okay.
And it wasn't like a crazy drop or nothing. You know what I mean? It wasn't like crazy as it became. And the fact that resellers ate off of someone passing away is crazy.
Right.
Like that's disgusting work. That's super disgusting. And I remember when that happened, I'm just like, yo, like it's up for this shit. Like I'm cool. You know what I mean? But I say all that to say twos. Threes, I just got the black cement threes for myself. I haven't worn those yet. I mean, I need to stop saying I haven't worn something. I haven't worn a lot of stuff. Fours, but I don't like the tongue on original Jordan 4s. It's just too long for me. So Union 4s.
Okay.
I like the collab that Union did with Jordan, and I like the Union 4s. Both of those colorways, I like them.
Yeah.
So those off-white 5s, and then the black metallic 5s, just because like that's one of like, I don't want to say it's a grail, but it's like a sneaker that like I love.
Yeah.
It's not a grail though. And 9 still go. I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't think I would, because I'm trying to think like you stopped at 9.
Because I'm not wearing 11s. I'm not wearing 12s. I did get the Alma Meniere 12s.
Okay.
Those both of those colorways are really nice. But they just feel really, really bulky on my feet. And I like to feel light on my feet. I realize that about myself now. Like I like to feel like super light, super agile. It feels like a damn boot.
Okay.
It feel like I got on Timbs.
Oh no.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I was trying to think too, like even 14s, I don't think that I would wear 14s again. Like yeah.
And I'm not wearing 15s with the coochie tongue.
They were 16s is hard though.
They are, but I'm not wearing them. They look like a suitcase. Where you going?
To the store.
Where you going in 2025, 2026,
I might pull them joints out, just the ones you gave me.
Which ones?
They came in that pack.
I gave you 16s? They were black, right?
The black and red. They came in the pack.
Nah, man, you gotta donate them Jones.
Why?
Because, well, I guess it depends.
I don't have the other half of the box. It's a cut in half box.
I don't think I had the other half. I don't even know how I even obtained them.
They were set. It got to be 7s.
No, so it equals 23.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. You have to. They're probably gonna crumble on you.
I don't even.
It's been so long since I gave you those.
Yeah.
Like I gave you those back in like 2009 or something crazy.
No, it was like
2010.
Nah, I wasn't even living in Jersey again yet. It was like 2012.
But you got to think of when I got them, though.
Okay.
So like
that's true.
The only Jordans that you can still wear without them crumbling are ones. So that's why I love ones. And like this goes into the grail conversation, but I just love ones.
Okay. So you stopping at
9.
9. All right.
And cool. I'm not stopping at 9 going from 1 to 9.
Right. You skipped a couple chapters.
A lot of chapters.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So what you want to talk about next? Want to talk about grails before we talk about L's?
Yeah.
What's your grail?
Why I gotta go first?
All right, because mine is basic.
So?
Okay.
What's your grail?
Concord 11s.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, so how did you feel when they came back out, like, and everyone was going crazy?
I was fine because I already had mine. I'm a rapper, low key.
How did you get yours? Because they were, like, so hard to get back then.
Went to the mall.
Really?
Yeah. I was still in Jersey at the time.
I remember you went to Deptford Mall.
This is when we was you know, on our sneaker journey. I went out and got them joints. That was the year I got the Black Cement 3s too.
Did you have to camp for them, Jones?
I went to the mall at like midnight, and my dad's girlfriend take me up that joint at midnight.
Shout out to your
I
dad's
didn't even like her,
girlfriend.
but she gonna take me to the mall.
Shout out to that lady.
Shout out to her, man.
Was it a zoo? That was the Concord 11s. When the Concord 11s dropped, that was when they stopped allowing people to camp out for sneakers,
Yeah.
yo. A lot of people got hurt around those sneakers.
I got like lucky because I was, you know, in there late, and that was when they was like letting you in one at a time, letting the gate down, you know. Yeah. But
because people was bugging.
Yeah.
People was wilding.
Those were like the shoes I wanted the most back in the day, like when I was a kid. So when they came back out and I had my own bread, I said, yeah, I need these.
I'm lying. If they come back out with the Space Jam 11s, I'm gonna rock them.
Okay.
Space Jams. That's my favorite 11.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mine. What's yours? Where'd your phone go?
Yeah, I'll leave it here. My favorite sneaker. We back talking about Jordans.
What's your grill? If it's a Jordan,
my grill is a couple. So one of my grills is like 93 Chicago ones.
Okay.
I just love the box. And the shoe just like I said, like you can still wear Jordans from the 90s. You can still wear Jordans from the 80s. Like you could wear the original Jordan that first came out just because of the technology of the sole and the materials that they use. But other than that, Safari Air Max 1s. And they did re-release them with the little hairs on the toe box. I'm talking about the canvas toe box. I'm talking about the original ones. Mine crumbled. Went to the grocery store, they fell right off my feet. The Jones fell right off my feet.
Did your ankles buckle?
I was like,
dang. The bubble part.
The bubble part, no, it did. The bubble didn't
pop.
It didn't. No,
Okay.
It didn't. But the actual sole itself crumbled.
Dang.
Prior to me getting them, the Atmos Air Max 1s was a grail. I got them. Maybe the Para Air Max 1s. That's a grail.
Okay.
I got a few grails. Lucky 7 SB Dunks. And I had the Lucky 7s. And I sold them. Okay, let me say this. I started my sneaker collection over about 3 times. And I went through like this weird phase where it's like, oh, like, this isn't really me anymore. I'm going to get rid of them. And I remember like at one time I had like an array of SB Dunks, like fire. And I gave them all away. I sold them all. And now I'm going back and I'm like, damn, I wish I still had them.
Okay.
I wish I was able to just like pull them back out. But I gave all my SB Dunks away. So I had the Lucky 7s and I have the unlucky 13s. But they were just like a half a size too big. And I don't think that I would be happy with the half a size too big. You know what I mean? So I probably still would be like, but they would be sitting on ice.
Yeah.
I should have kept them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, and there's a few. The Supreme Blazers. You remember when they came out with the Supreme Blazers? Those, even the Supreme SB Dunks, the high top Jones, the original Jones with the stars. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would wear that type of stuff today, but just to have it in the collection, like those were things that I wanted back then.
Right.
Just to have it in the collection. Shout out Clark Kent. Rest in peace to
Rest in
Clark Kent.
peace.
Those Air Max ones are fire. Like the Huffquake Air Max ones are fire too. I ain't gonna hold you. It's just a few things that's like, all right, I gotta get these again. Like the Safari Air Max ones. Like I'm a big Air Max one fan. That's my favorite sneaker.
Air Max, yeah.
That's my favorite sneaker. You know what I mean? Like I love Air Max ones. So like I'm talking about like the Safari joints with like the different array of like animal print.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have them and I can't wear them because they're going to crumble. I can't wear them. So I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm sure we're going to have a part 2.
Probably. Yeah, I think I need to spin the block because I talked about like the grail, but I like got it. I think one that I would really, really want, Tiffany Air Force Ones.
Okay.
I just love that colorway. Like it's something about that like velvety black with the Tiffany blue check.
Word. I made them Jones on 2K.
Did you?
My player was lit.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Word.
So biggest L, like what's the story about like a L? Let me go first.
Go ahead.
This hurts me to this day.
Damn.
When Bordeaux 7s came out on the day I was graduating college, the retro. I had to make a decision. Am I going to go to this mall to get these sneakers, or am I going to go to my graduation on time?
That's crazy.
I chose to go to graduation.
Good.
My family came down, you know, my grandma, mom, dad, pop, everybody's here. I was like, I can't be late. I can't like take a risk.
Right.
As we're walking in, my friend James comes running down the hill. He went. He got him.
Damn.
I never did. To this day, I'm like, I just should have went. And I would have been late. So what? Because that was just like the ceremony joint. The part where I went to go get my diploma is the real thing. That was later.
That's true.
I wasn't thinking.
So what's the lesson in all of that?
Do what you want to do.
I wasn't gonna say that.
Almost.
What was you about?
I almost said the F word, but my mama don't really like it when
saying the F word is crazy.
I know.
That's like real cussing.
Can't real cuss.
I would do what you want to do. I don't know, like more so like take risk.
That's the same thing, kind of to me.
Yeah, take risk.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
And here I am missing out on this shoe.
Bordeaux 7 potentially missing out on your college graduation for Bordeaux 7s is crazy though, friend.
Bruh, that's just who I don't even remember who the speaker was. So what I care?
Steve Harvey.
So what do I care, man? Facts. That hurts me. Like to see him running down that hill with them shoes.
He had a
smiling.
And he was running down the hill in his brand new Bordeaux 7s.
Shout out James. He either had them on or he had it like the box in his hand. I can't remember. I just remember the socks.
Up to a college graduation.
We have time.
Box of Bordeaux 7s.
We have
fire.
Time. Like he had his cap, gown on, everything running down the hill.
That's crazy.
Ugh,
that's
I'll
crazy.
Never forget. Yeah, that's my biggest L.
That's actually not a bad L. That's not a bad L. I know it probably feel like that for you.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, like you still can get them.
I know.
You know what I mean? The Bordeaux 7s are gonna come out again. Like you can get them.
Yeah, I think they might be coming out this year.
Really?
It's a lot coming out in 2025.
I don't pay attention. See, that's another thing. Like even though I have like, let me say this, I have over 200 and something pairs of sneakers at this point. So like, I had to make an executive decision. Like, this is why I give my uncle so many sneakers.
Okay.
I can't get all of the things.
Yeah.
I just can't get all of the things. So yeah, like there's a lot of things that I love and I want, but I'm like, nah, I'ma chill. But at least you can get the Bordeaux 7s again.
That's true.
You looking them up?
Now I'm about to look up the releases for 2025.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. You go ahead.
Man, My L is a big L. Shout out Big L. Rest in peace to Big L. Man, this was when was it the first phase of Yeezys that he did with Nike, the collab that he had with Nike. Not the second series, the first series. I went to New York and I camped out for this was the black and pink colorway that was coming out. I camped out for him, and the Foot Locker that we were camping out at, the one on 34th Street in Manhattan, they backdoored all their pairs.
God.
They backdoored all their Yeezys, yo. And like, I remember back then, like being a sneakerhead then is not like being a sneakerhead now. Like you had to actually do your due diligence and do your research to see not just what's coming out, but when and where and how to get them.
Yes.
Like for instance, it was not easy getting Nike SBs because you had to go to skate shops and not every skate shop had them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So like you just had to do your due diligence back then. And I remember it was kind of outlandish to pay $250 for a pair of sneakers. That wasn't the norm back then. It's the norm now. Like nobody bats an eye to pay $250 for a pair of sneakers. That's retail.
Yeah.
But back then it's like, damn, $250, $200. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So official retailers that were getting the shoes were reselling them. So like let's say you had like a list of different shops that got the shoes. They were not selling those shoes for retail like they were supposed to.
Wow.
They were reselling them for double the price.
Wow.
And I remember back then people was just like, man, I ain't paying no $500 for them. Never did we think that these sneakers would skyrocket well above $500.
Right.
Because that wasn't what sneakers were back then. You know what I mean? So we thought that $500 was crazy, not thinking that, well, you technically can flip them for $15.
Yeah.
Now you think about how much they cost, you know. So I went out there to camp out. We were out there for days. This was not like go out there at midnight type of camp out. We were out there for days and it was cold. And they backdoored them and they came out, I want to say on day 2 or 3, and was like, yo, we don't have no pairs. And I'm like, yo, there was an official Yeezy list that came out. You were like number 1 on the list that was getting them. Like, there's no way. So we kind of like held it down. We was on some activist shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's crazy because it's like, if we would put that same energy towards like things that actually can make the world a better place, we were out there, voicing our concerns about sneakers.
Yeah.
Super capitalistic, but it is what it is. And we held the line. We was like, nah, we not leaving. We not leaving. We not leaving. We got to like day 4.
Dang.
Or 5 or something crazy. And they just kept coming out saying, we don't have them. We don't have them.
Wow.
And like people would end up like coming to the sneaker line with like cameras and stuff. And one of the cameras like had asked me, like they interviewed me or whatever. And they were like, yo, like, why y'all out here? What's up? And lo and behold, the person who had that camera in my face, that was Kanye's blog.
Wow.
So I was on Kanye's blog back then talking about the resellers back then. Like reselling wasn't like a crazy thing back then. This was the beginning of like resellers. You know what I'm saying? And it made it to his blog.
Wow.
And I ended up leaving like a day early because I'm like, yeah, they probably don't have them. I'm wasting my time. Hours after I left, they came out with the first colorway, like the space gray joints.
Wow.
So I missed out on getting a pair. And I was super sick about that.
I know you were.
Because I literally stayed out there for no reason. And I made it on a blog. I'm like, dog, you actually could like look out for me and like get me a pair for real. Because you're utilizing my likeness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But shout out to Ye and his blog back then. It was fire. That's my first Yeezy L. I have another Yeezy L.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
And I think it's the black pair again. the second series of the Nike Yeezy collab. This was around NBA Finals, yo. And I remember like signing up for all of these different raffles. And I'm like, damn, I never win raffles. I'm like, I never win. I won the freaking raffle. And it went to my freaking spam box. And I saw it days later.
Yep.
Or not even like days later, maybe like hours later after the deadline had already hit for when you had to pick them up.
Yeah.
And I looked at it like that had to, like for those two things to take place like that, I'm like, that had to be divine intervention because God knows what would have happened. I started thinking like, only God knows what would have happened to me while I'm wearing my sneakers. Maybe somebody could have tried to hurt me wearing them. You know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was divine intervention that I didn't have them, but like, I was sick. I was sick. So yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Being out there for days and being told we don't got none.
They backdoored them all.
That's nuts. That's
yeah, man.
Nuts. Homie, I just looked at this list. I didn't even like, I stopped at March and I was like, it's already crazy.
Let me see.
Let me read them.
Go ahead.
We're on the...
Yeah, that's
okay.
True. Sorry, y'all.
So we already talked about the Black Metallic 5s. They got the Union ones coming back out.
Oh, it's a bunch of ones coming out.
Oh yeah. The 85 Breads ones. The Black Toes ones. Just I feel like I gotta say just because of people who may not, know. Let's see what else was.
There's fragments coming out.
I actually like these SB Air Jordan 4s.
Let me see. They're coming out with another. Oh, those are fire.
Yeah.
The green colorway is fire.
Sick. But blue's my favorite color. So
those are fire.
The flu game's coming out.
Send me this link.
Okay.
AirDrop it to me real quick.
Okay.
So I can go through it with you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm all congested. I'm struggling, y'all. That probably sounds super raspy. Raspy. Shout out Raspy.
Is that my drum, man? Come on.
All right. Says failed. You didn't send it.
I did. Say waiting.
If you don't just send that to the group chat, something.
You the one said airdrop it, so I did what you said.
Your airdrop don't work.
All right, man. I seen it sitting on your... This is what she be doing. I get on my nerves, y'all.
All right, let me see this.
Look at that. Look at that. It's a bunch of...
There's a lot of Jordan 1s coming out.
The low.
Unions, fragments.
The low UNCs.
Come on, why you skip the Jordan 1 golf mules?
Who's doing that, man?
I'm gonna get them Jones from my pop. He and when I say pop, I mean my son, but like he plays golf.
The grapes coming back out, the grape 5s.
Yeah, nah.
I'm a mid-year, got another pair of 3s.
Those 85 breads are crazy.
Yes.
I wonder if this is a reimagined. Because the way that
Do
it
it say
looks,
reimagined?
nah, it doesn't. But they don't always say that until they actually release.
Oh, okay.
But the way that they look aged.
Yeah,
they look aged. I don't like the black toes. I don't like that Air Jordan that they put on the side.
Yeah, on that ankle.
Why you take away the flights? I just want to know who is in the room for Jordan Brand and Nike right now.
Can't be us.
Y'all dropping the ball, yo, for real.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, the UNC OG ones is coming back out. The Mellow 12s, the White Cement 4s.
Oh, they got the cool gray 9s.
Dang, the Aqua 8's coming back out. The Ferrari 14 is coming. I don't want 14s, but
what is this Air Jordan 4 Rare Air?
I don't know, but kind of like it.
And the Jordan 3 Rare Air, is that like a collab?
The Shattered Backboards ones, Steel Gray 10s, Fire Red 5s. These are things that we're not gonna get, but like the French Blue 12s coming back out.
The Aqua 8's coming out. They said, you know what? We've been falling behind everybody else. Let's just drop everything that we possibly can.
This is crazy.
To try to see what sticks.
Bugs Bunny
That's what
8s.
That's what this is giving.
It's got to be that because Jordans are sitting these days. So I don't understand why they're coming out with all of the I'm in year 5s.
Yeah, no.
This is sick, Courtney. This is too much. This is too much, bruh.
Yeah, no.
Taxi 12s. Like, what is happening?
Nah, they got undefeated 4s coming out.
Yes.
I just feel like this is like the shattered backboard. Like, I just feel like this is just let's release everything, see what sticks, because nothing is working.
I've never seen this much heat coming out in 1 year.
But I wonder, you know what? I wonder if a lot of this is just rumors, though. I feel like a lot of stuff it's projected to come out, and a lot of it is not coming
Well,
out.
just in case, prepare your hearts, mind, and wallets, people, because Jordan is not coming to play.
These 17s are fire.
Yes.
The Infinite Archives.
I like those.
Nah, those are nice.
Like almost a sale anything.
Facts.
Yeah.
For people who are like, stop using sale. I'm tired of it.
Who's saying that?
A lot of people.
Corny folks,
They don't like the sale
color.
They don't like the sole. They want it to stop. I think it's just because it's like overkill.
Okay. But them joints is fire.
They fire.
All right, man. Anything else you want to talk about?
Damn, we done a conversation already?
I'm thinking. I think we hit everything. We talked about our L's. We talked about our grails. Talked about how we got into sneakers. Like, the love of it. What?
We talked about nothing but Jordan brand.
I know. That's what I was going to say. What are the other sneakers that you're into? Like, the other kind of brands outside of Jordans? I feel like both of us are heavy on New Balances.
Yeah, New Balance is probably my
Air
number
Maxes.
one. Well, that's Nike, but like outside of Nike and Jordan brand, because I kind of grouped them together.
Okay.
New Balance is probably my favorite brand.
Yeah.
I love New Balance. I love the way that they approach collabs. Yeah, New Balance, Asics. It's going to be number 2 for me.
Yeah.
After that, I probably would just group in like Nike/Jordan brand. And then after that, I'll follow it with Adidas just because I like the 𝘀𝘀𝘆𝑏𝑜𝑛𝑒𝑟 collabs that they, they have. But I don't necessarily like how they handled the whole Yeezy situation. Adidas kind of dropped the ball with that because if you're going to stand on business, then stand on business. Don't still try to make money off the man's likeness.
Yeah.
If you're going to part ways, part ways.
I feel that.
If you don't donate them Johns to some country in need or some people in need, if you don't get them Yeezys to the homeless or something.
Yeah.
Come up off it.
I feel that.
But yeah, anything that I go for more comfortable shoes these days. I don't necessarily care about hype. One thing we didn't talk about is like collabs. What's your favorite collab? And we ain't talk about what we got on our feet.
Oh.
What you got on your feet?
Some Nigel Sylvesters.
He has some stuff coming out.
He does.
Brick by brick.
Brick by brick. Everything that he's doing, like, visual-wise, his storytelling is just crazy. And I support him. Heavy. So, yeah, I got the Nigel Sylvesters on. What about you?
I got on the Travis ones. Super simple. Like, I just wanted to wear brown, so I pulled them out.
Yeah.
But, there's some dope collabs. I think that there's other brands that are doing it really good. I think my favorite person that collabs with brands is just Joe Fresh.
Yeah.
I love Joe Fresh Goods. I love his imagery. I love his storytelling. I love his approach to design. Just how he handles himself. If I had to like think of like a creative or like a person who creates clothes and sneakers, Joe Fresh is like killing it.
Yeah. I don't have any of his, but I would say like that I do enjoy what he's done with his collabs with New Balance. What is it? JJJ Sounds?
JJJ Hound.
Yeah. I like with the collabs that they have done.
I feel like they don't really do nothing though.
I just like the colorways.
It's just I feel like what they do is timeless, and they just they slap their name on it. Like I feel like their collabs it's never like they're going out of their way and reinventing the wheel or reinventing the silhouette.
No, everybody can't do like what a Joe Freshgoods or what a Nigel Sylvester does, but I do enjoy what they've done, and not gonna hold you, I ain't even gonna front on them. I enjoy what Kith did, like with Asics and stuff like that.
Word.
Before
timeless.
Yeah.
It's like liking what 𝘴𝘯𝘢𝘐𝑬𝑎 does with New Balance.
Mm-hmm.
It's like timeless.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be weird to be like, I don't like them.
Yeah.
Like, all right, yo. But I like what Salehi is doing with New Balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Your man's got a New Balance.
Who's my man?
Got a few New Balances.
Yeah, he does.
I'm surprised you don't own.
That's
your man. That's your boo butt.
I love him, my little boo butt baby. But if
you talking
they
about
ugly,
Action Bronson.
Yeah, I just I don't usually, but for him, yes.
That's a big boo butt.
It is.
That's a meatball.
It's not my steez. Also a Saxon. Not my steez.
That is your steez, because you said I love that man.
I love him. Anyway. Something about him. I don't really like those colorways. It's a little too much for me. So, I had to spin off.
You.
Yeah.
Got you.
But yeah. I did want I meant to say this in my What Your Life Like. I actually meant to bring the shoes too.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgot. And it's appropriate because we're talking about sneakers. So, my international homies, I'll be on the Discords with and stuff like that. And we'll be listening to, XG and all of that. Like, we are in like a Discord server together. Me and 2 others. Or 3 others. And the one, my friend Ima, he's from Malaysia. And he heard us talking about Christmas. My other friend lives in Canada and the other one lives in London. This is us that's in that group. And he heard us talking about Christmas. They don't celebrate Christmas. I think maybe he might have known what it was. But like hearing us talk about it and, talking about getting gifts and things like that, like he wanted to participate. So they like snuck behind my back and got me some shoes. Like,
what they get you?
The New Balances. I forget I don't even know if I got a picture. If I do, I'll show them to you. Okay. They're actually fire. Like, I actually like them. And they have been looking for months, man. Like, doing recon, they would look at, like, the pictures we put out and, like, study, like, what I had. I remember I didn't know at the time, but he sent me a picture of these. And I was like, and I held them up, like, took a video. They sent me, like, the chat. They was like, she already got them. Like,
oh, wow.
They were, like, doing recon. I was like, is that the day where y'all got me to, like, talk about where I buy my sneakers from? I'm thinking, like, I don't know why I thought that they would be into like sneakers, but
talking
they got
about
me
it for themselves, and they talking about it for you.
I told all my business, and I'm just excited to be talking about shoes, but they were really doing that to just find out information about like my size and
that's dope.
Kind of like so just being intentional,
that's dope,
and doing something for me. Yeah,
it's good. It's good to have people that show up for you like that.
Yeah.
They just want to love on you.
Yeah,
for real.
That was cool.
That's dope.
Cool. Yep.
There's definitely gonna have to be a part 2 to this.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
Yeah, we could definitely have a part 2 and get into like the meat and potatoes a little bit more. I think we did a good job just overviewing and kind of just having homie talk and showing our knowledge and talking about things. But I feel like culture wise, impact wise, we could spend a block on it and have another conversation for sure.
Hold on, because something came up
that
I wanted to talk about, and then we can close out the conversation. Jim Jones, the rapper, he had made a comment about sneaker influence being birthed from drug dealers, and like how it was the drug dealers that made sneakers hot. You know what I mean? Not necessarily like, because the talking heads that are the face of sneakers today, y'all not the ones that made these sneakers actually hot.
Yeah.
And like, I'm surprised that we didn't go here. I'm surprised we didn't take it there with like, they literally came in and took our culture.
Oh, for sure. That's why I was saying we can have like, I feel like we can have another conversation.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
We're going to have another conversation. We got to talk about the cultural nuances of sneakers and how it is extremely appropriated.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah,
That's
man.
cool.
This was a good talk, homie.
Word.
Close us out.
So, once again, this is episode 11 of the Cool in Real Life podcast, where passions and purpose align. This episode, we talked about sneakers, heavy on the friend talk, geeked out a little bit. Not really, but,
A
went
lot.
down memory lane.
Yeah.
And, yeah, if you want to follow our journey, you can find us on Instagram at cool__IRL. Also, if you want to tune into some good music and go through a melodic journey with us as well, you can follow CIRL Sounds. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all. We out of here.